couple of remarks. I don't know, perhaps some of you here read a letter to the editor that I did a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not sure how many of you read one of the blogs that was provided in response to it. The blog said, "I hate to rain on your parade, Lanny, but you don't get it. It's going to take business people to get behind this movement, and without that, it's going to fail." Well, I did write back and I said, you don't get it. I assume that person is here and is maybe identify himself or herself. Indeed, this is an activity and undertaking that involves very directly the business community, as well as government, education, and all of the other components that make up our respective areas. One of the other comments that occurred to me as I was sitting listening to the communications here and the dialogue and diatribe, nothing personal, but this is the 10th anniversary of the euro. I don't know how many of you are aware of that, but I'll bet that if you would have asked anybody that is currently participating in the Joint European Economic Coalition that uses the euro as the standard of monetary, the unit of monetary exchange, 20 years ago, if they thought that there would be such a beast as the euro, they would have laughed. And the only ones that I guess are still thinking about it are the English, and I don't think they're laughing because they're not part of of that effort. But the reason I mention it is that anything between areas, even as disparate as the European community, is possible. And as far as I'm concerned, probably the main thing that the mega region brings to this area as a possible method of cooperation is the opportunity to gather together and to exchange ideas and to keep things moving. And that's what attracted me to this activity, and that's why I think that others who are similarly inclined and want to see us succeed should undertake participation at a similar level. I'm willing to do virtually anything I have the opportunity and the time to do. I am a practicing attorney, so I'm still busy, and I don't do this simply because I don't have anything else to do with my time. But I really have faith in the effort and the results. So, Julie, Tim, Senator, Christine, you can call on me anytime.
Oh.
Thank you, Lanny. All right. Well, now, Julie would have a few things to say.
Thank you, Christina. First of all, I do want to acknowledge Dr. Christina Lynn's hard work on that grant. She may have put more miles on her car between San Diego and Imperial County and to Baja California than just about anybody over the last several months. And I wanted to acknowledge Matt Anderson from the Department of Commerce, who's actually based out here, as well as Matt Crow, who took 2 trips to make 15 minutes of remarks. And Senator Cheney really did take me back. I spent 6 years in Sacramento, and in 1991, she said we were going to recover. In 1991, California was a Time magazine cover story entitled California, the Endangered Dream. So no matter how challenging it looks, we will recover. And we'll recover better and faster, I think, by learning how to work together, to do business with each other, and to make the mega region a big success. You did take me back, Denise. I opened the Otay border crossing, it was in 1996, December 1995. I also wanted to show you something on my iPhone. I was talking to Grant right before this. He said, it's so interesting when you look at a satellite map of this whole area. You don't see a border. You don't see county borders. What you do see is you see opportunities and, of course, the tremendous importance of paying attention to our planet. And so it's very exciting that one of the industries that we're looking so closely at is clean tech. We can all celebrate the wonderful decision on December 18th by the California Public Utilities Commission to finally approve the Sunrise Power Line. For us, in San Diego County, it means reliable power and access to green energy. For Imperial County, it is a phenomenal economic development opportunity that is already underway. You know, we've convened a lot of stakeholders, more than 100 over the last several months. And Lanny, just to arm you, we don't do anything at San Diego Regional EDC that is not private sector driven, because it's the companies that make the decisions about where they're going to invest and where they're going to provide jobs. So we pay a lot of attention to how we stack up, and this Mega Region initiative has not only shown us how we stack up, but it is also showing us what is the roadmap ahead. Some of the companies who participated were Qualcomm, Kyocera, Solar Turbine, Medtronic, Sony, Sempra Energy, SDG&E, Genco, and in fact, the president of GE Mexico came up to participate in one of our workshops. So these are the kind of people that we want to continue to reach out to and make the case for continued investment in the larger mega region. The real success of this is not going to be the end of phase one with all the work it represents. We think we're leveraging some terrific ideas for economic development. And so we want to create a platform where they can move forward. You know, we started this process before we understood the extent, maybe we don't today, but before we understood the extent of the global economic crisis. But I think the seriousness of this recession makes our joint effort all the more relevant and all the more critical to do. And I think as I learned in the 90s in Sacramento during those dark days, and we've heard on every EDC best practices leadership trip, some of which Tim has gone on, that sometimes you can do the transformational things, the really toughest things, in the most difficult times. It's a time when people want to set aside their own silo and figure out a way to work together. And if we don't take advantage of that kind of thinking at this particular moment in time, shame on us. Because I do think we have more to offer when we're together, and we are positioning ourselves to be more competitive now and in the future. Economic development can't be based on wishful thinking. And you would be surprised how many places around the world measure their economic development by activities as opposed to outcomes. And so we want to be focused on outcomes, and I just want to say that you have an absolutely terrific EDC leader here in Tim Kelly. He has been a wonderful partner since I came to San Diego in 1997. But our collaboration has gone to a whole new level with the Mega Region initiative. But as I said at the end of a similar initiative that we conducted in San Diego County called Partnership for the Global Economy, today is not the beginning of the end. It's only the end of the beginning. And so what happens now depends on you. When we got to the end of the partnership, we had some similar initiatives in infrastructure and workforce. And believe me, we will be looking at all of them from a mega regional perspective. But we literally have had action teams working for more than a year. Our infrastructure action teams have literally had 35 to 40 people in every single meeting for detailed briefings on water, energy, transportation, aviation, and other things, and is beginning to put forth an action plan. So it's your passion that is going to make a difference. And so I want to encourage everybody to, when you leave here, let us know where you'd like to serve on an action team, because we are going to keep this going, and we can build on this very positive momentum that we have established. I have a mantra, everybody in San Diego knows it. I hope you know it too. The only way we make things happen is through champion. No champion, no initiative. So please decide to be a champion today. Tim?